That which is measured improves. But what happens to stuff that is not measured? Probably close to 1 million scientists per year browse scientific poster sessions trying to learn new findings in their field and to network. But we're not measuring that learning. So how are we supposed to know whether these poster sessions are even working? If, hypothetically, poster sessions were horrifically broken and weren't transferring anywhere near the amount of knowledge that they're capable of transferring, how would we know that? How would we test for new improvements? The scattered studies of poster sessions, including the ones I've done, are mostly survey research. Surveys are really scalable and they capture attitudes really well. And we need better poster surveys too, but as my hero Nicholas Rowe points out, poster sessions are inherently physical, but we never measure those movements and those interactions. If we really want to improve learning among scientists in poster sessions and improve networking, then we want to measure kind of the entire conversion funnel of behaviors at poster sessions. This starts with broad questions like how many people attended the poster session, and then it gets more specific. Which rows were the most popular? That can help us plan floor plans or test different designs per row. And then there's individual poster questions like which posters got attention. There's actually a lot of good theory like information foraging theory that'll help us kind of draw inferences based on how people browse poster sessions about how easy the posters are, how fatiguing they are, how valuable people find them. But we need to be able to have measurements of that foraging. The problem is the more precise you get down this funnel, the harder it gets to measure those things at scale. So let's start at the top. How do we measure basic traffic and crowd movements in poster sessions? If we took scientific discovery as serious as we took making money, there are plenty of commercial devices designed for business trade shows that could help us with this problem. Like simple overhead video cameras would get us nearly all the data we need, but no academic ethics board is going to approve using cameras, and data analysis on video data is a nightmare. Trust me, I've tried. Industry trade shows have these cool gadgets like smart floor mats to track traffic of people walking on them, or anonymous cell phone trackers that can get like accuracy within 3 feet of where people are standing. But these are like $10,000 or more. Then there's like more simple people counters. When you walk into a retail store, they sometimes use a cheap infrared counter to measure store traffic. These simple counters would be useful in poster sessions, but the data isn't always detailed enough to really do science with, and you're kind of at the mercy of whoever makes the device in terms of what data you're going to get out of it. We want a device that gives us useful anonymous data, is cheap, and because this is science, we want it to be open source so everybody can help improve it or change the data format to answer the research question that you're interested in. So I built my own. Meet Poster Buddy. This is an early render of a potential case design, but basically it counts entrances and exits, or people walking past it in either direction. And crucially, it logs the time of each entrance and exit. You can put it at the entrance to count how many people attended your poster session and how long they spent there on average. You can put one at both ends of a row of posters and figure out how many people traffic that row and how long they spent in the row on average, maybe compared to other rows. Or you could even create a little zone of posters and see which zone gets more people and more average time spent. It's a start. It's completely anonymous. It uses ultrasonic sensors, which are basically like a smart version of a device that prevents your garage door from closing on you. Like when you walk under it and it breaks the beams and the door goes back up. Same principle. It can't see people. It just counts how many times it was obstructed, which means it should be really easy to get IRB approval on. And I'm making it completely open source. It's built with open source Arduino parts already, and I've posted the wiring diagram, the parts, and the code that runs it on GitHub under an open hardware license. We need really good measures, and that means involving the scientific community to constantly improve those measures, and that means open source. And there are a lot of improvements that need to be made. This is a very sort of flawed initial start. Simple things like 4 people walking past this at once will throw off the accuracy of the count. And over time, let's develop better sensors and better software. I know people who are already experimenting with radar modules that can count multiple people. That's great. I just wanted to get us started on measuring the behavior in poster sessions and try to make sure that those measures stay open source and stay scientific. If you're a conference, I already have a version 1 prototype that will at best get us some baseline data on poster engagement, both for research, floor plan planning, and to give you engagement stats that you can use in your marketing material. You can talk about how many people attended your poster session, roughly. I've already got a couple conferences who've agreed to let me test these prototypes at conferences starting around December. So if you want to be one of those early adopter conferences and try this device out, reach out and let me know. Also, if you have some engineering skills and you want to help science improve its measures, join me on this project.